this video, we delve into the insights of Stoic philosophy to explore 8 attitudes that can signal someone is taking advantage of you without respect. Peeling back the rough layers of an exploitative relationship requires clarity and resilience. Inspired by the Stoic teachings of Marcus Aurelius and other ancient philosophers, we illuminate strategies to protect your happiness and foster authentic connections. Roll up your sleeves and learn practical methods for identifying and addressing exploitation. Your active participation is paramount. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to amplify our message and reach more truth seekers. Let us embark on this transformative journey together, armed with Stoic principles and committed to self-awareness. Your thoughts and actions shape our collective journey toward healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Are you ready to heed the call? Let the exploration begin. 1. Absent during important moments. Let us imagine a tree which seems to provide shade during the gentle moments of summer heat, but disappears when dark storm clouds roll in. In today's modern society of human connection, these individuals view relationships as mere conveniences, conveniently present during happy times, but conspicuously absent. When the winds of adversity blow, it's like sailing on a ship on clear blue seas. When the weather is nice, they enjoy the common light, feasting on these moments to widely share these wonderful moments on platforms. Society, as a testament to an intimate relationship for the whole world to know, from intentional deception, can even benefit from the favorable conditions of the relationship. However, when the dark clouds of life roll in and the storms of personal crisis or emotional turmoil engulf your world, their presence will fade like a fleeting whisper in the dark. Wind. Absence at key moments is not a coincidence, but a deliberate choice, a strategic stance that reveals their true priorities and a clear lack of commitment to the relationship. The impact of this behavior is clear, like a crack in the supposedly solid foundation of trust and reliability. In these challenging times, when true support and empathy are needed most, their conspicuous absence becomes a clear testament to their selective engagement. It raises questions about the nature of relationships, reverberating across the spectrum of doubt and disillusionment. The experience is like standing alone in a storm, realizing that the umbrella of support you thought you had was nothing more than a fragile illusion. Understanding this is more than simply recognizing an external absence. It is about acknowledging the emotional void left after their departure during times when the strength of the relationship is tested. It prompts reflection on the asymmetry of commitment and prompts a re-evaluation of the role and value of the individual in one's life. The wise lessons of Stoicism that see through the presence of those I call parasites, who come only when the weather is favorable and disappear when the storm hits, are a clear signpost guiding you to differentiate between those who are truly invested in your happiness and those who view the relationship as a fair weather alliance. It calls for a shift towards connections based on steadfast support, where allies do not vanish when clouds of adversity gather but stand firm, providing shelter for true companionship. 2. Continuous competition. Practical advice, as we enjoy the symphony of relationships, beware of the one dissonant note, the constant need for competition. This Stoic attitude manifests itself as a never-ending marathon, where every interaction becomes a fierce battleground for superiority. Seneca's advice to avoid going too many places seems to have held here. A relationship should not be like an arena where you are constantly pitted against each other, or in other words, opponents. If you find yourself in a constant state of comparison, where achievements and successes turn into competitions instead of celebrations, it's time to seriously sit down and reflect. The essence of a healthy connection lies in cooperation, support, and sharing of sadness and joy of victory. When competition becomes a habit, it erodes the harmony that the relationships we desire cultivate and nurture. Consider the words of Marcus Aurelius: emphasizing the importance of self-knowledge. Your value does not depend on you outshining others in a never-ending race. Instead, real value comes from the wisdom of understanding and appreciating your unique qualities, which contribute to creating a beautiful canvas for genuine connection. As we find ourselves in an ever-competitive environment, Stoic philosophy teaches us to recognize when the pursuit of personal glory overshadows the collective journey. It encourages us toward cooperation and mutual growth, restoring the harmony that defines meaningful relationships. Remember, the deepest victories are those achieved together and not in the isolation of a never-ending race. 3. Your partner only comes to you when they need support. Life is colorful and inherently a harmonious combination of emotions between people. And of course, life doesn't just stop at each individual, it also needs to care about others. It's the balance between giving and receiving, and sincerity is the heartbeat that helps maintain strong connections. However, when you find yourself in a situation where sincere support seems one-sided, like playing a role in someone else's drama, it's time to reconsider. Seneca's wisdom reminds us that being ignored is not a requirement for maintaining a relationship. If you feel that your efforts to encourage, support, or understand are consistently underestimated or ignored, that's a red flag. A lack of genuine support can manifest in many different ways, such as a dismissive attitude, not responding to your needs, or constantly focusing on your concerns. Remember, a healthy relationship involves a mutually supportive exchange in which both parties feel supported and cared for. When you notice a continued lack of genuine support, it is necessary to critically re-evaluate and question whether this relationship is truly bringing good harmony to both of you. Side or not, it is wise for you not to harm your happiness by constantly giving one-sided support without receiving gratitude in return. Let us listen to the practice of the bright light that Seneca lit in the dark. Embrace the Stoic principle of valuing yourself and your contributions, and do not hesitate to seek new relationships, a system where there is real support in both directions. If we take it seriously, a relationship should be a sacred sanctuary where both people grow and find solace in each other's genuine care and understanding. 4. Emotional manipulation. In other words, manipulation is behavior that causes someone to lose trust and confidence, leaving them feeling confused about reality. In the view of the great teacher Marcus Aurelius, it is behavior that will distract you, make you feel guilty and responsible for something, and even hurt and erode your self-esteem. Friend. Taking advantage of your emotions for personal gain. To be more specific, I will use the film adaptation of Gaslight, 1994, as a real-life example. In the movie, the husband tries to convince everyone and his wife that she went crazy by changing the position of furniture in the house, and then insisted that the wife remembered wrongly or had memory problems when she pointed out the difference. The husband did all of the above with only one purpose: to hide his wife to find the treasure. It is said that emotional manipulation is a cunning director staging a fraudulent play. They manipulate your emotions like a conductor conducting a symphony, entangling you in a web of chaos and vulnerability. It's like the notes dancing across the piano keys when playing Relax, where each note is calculated to evoke specific emotional responses from you. Seneca encourages us to control our emotions. Predators will stop at nothing to achieve their ultimate goal of turning you into a mere puppet, dancing to their whims. Find compassion, tactfully play the victim, and hide your true intentions behind a facade of fake emotion. When faced with emotional manipulation, tap into your inner Stoic wisdom. Be aware of the rope being pulled and cut through the illusion. Appreciate your emotional resilience and understand that your mental health is not a tool for others to exploit. Have a Stoic heart and an intuitive, clear-eyed outlook. When you're up against a manipulator, it's normal to not be able to control yourself. You can't win the fight, confrontation, with a cunning and kind-hearted manipulator. So sometimes, leaving a relationship is the best course of action. Seneca advises, If you feel a relationship is toxic and bad, makes you uncomfortable, doubts yourself, affects your life. If you have self-esteem and confidence, stay away from it. Remember, when faced with emotional manipulation, controlling your emotions is your strong shield. Rise above confusion, regain control of your emotions, and let the spirit of Stoicism guide you through the illusion of deception created by moral predators for personal gain. Core, your target destination. May a Stoic heart be unmoved in the face of emotional manipulation, steadfast in its pursuit of genuine connections. 5. Ignore your needs or feelings. Next, let's shed light on the fifth Stoic attitude that signals the possibility of being taken advantage of: disregarding your needs or feelings. This means they only care about their interests and feelings and don't care about what you think. This is like having someone in your life who sees your feelings and requests as just noise around, and you must recognize and address this disturbing behavior. If you find yourself in a situation where your needs and feelings always take a back seat, it's time to raise your eyebrows. In a Stoic world, such an attitude reflects a lack of concern for your well-being, like putting other people's wishes on a pedestal while neglecting your own. Remember, a healthy relationship includes respect, understanding, and sincere acknowledgement of each other's needs and feelings. If you find your thoughts, feelings, and concerns are regularly pushed aside or trivialized, it's important to reassess what's going on. According to Stoic philosophy, recognizing your self-worth and setting boundaries is not only an act of self-respect, but also a path to maintaining your inner peace. Don't let disregard for your needs or feelings dim your inner light. Instead, take back control and communicate assertively about what's important to you. Seneca once commented, "True happiness is enjoying the present without worrying about the future." Applying this wisdom, your current and future happiness depends on cultivating relationships in which your needs and feelings are acknowledged rather than disregarded. 6. Unilateral benefits. Be careful with relationships or interactions in which one party always benefits at the expense of the other. This imbalance can be a subtle but powerful sign of exploitation. Whether it's in personal relationships, professional dynamics, or social exchanges, unilateral interests can erode trust and cause resentment. In Stoic philosophy, reciprocity and fairness are fundamental principles. However, individuals who exploit others may disregard these principles, prioritizing their interests while neglecting the well-being of others. They may take advantage of your generosity, kindness, or resources without offering equivalent support or consideration. Furthermore, unilateral gains can perpetuate a cycle of dependency and manipulation. A predator may take advantage of your goodwill or weakness to maintain control of the relationship, making you feel undervalued and taken advantage of. Being aware of the presence of unilateral interests requires introspection and awareness of your boundaries and values. It requires admitting when your contributions are undervalued or taken advantage of, and having the courage to assert your needs and expectations in relationships. In navigating relationships characterized by unilateral interests, it is essential to cultivate assertiveness and self-esteem. The wisdom of Marcus Aurelius encourages us to uphold our dignity and autonomy, even in the face of exploitation. By setting clear boundaries, communicating assertively, and prioritizing relationships based on mutual respect and reciprocity, you can protect against exploitation and nurture healthy relationships. Stronger and more complete. Remember, genuine relationships are built on a foundation of mutual respect, reciprocity, and shared values. By remaining vigilant and adhering to Stoic principles, you can protect yourself against exploitation and nurture relationships that honor your dignity and happiness. 7. Degrading or contemptuous comments. When someone continually puts you down or shows contempt through their words, and if the situation is more serious, people who always despise you will constantly blame and criticize you regardless of the situation. The first reaction of these people is to always blame and scold. them without knowing whether things are right or wrong. That is a red alert. Imagine your interactions as a garden and these comments and attitudes as weeds that threaten to stifle positivity and growth. Seneca reminds us that harmful words are like poison. They permeate your mental health. If you find yourself constantly being overlooked, it's time to reassess the health of your garden. Just as flowers need nurturing to bloom, so does your self-esteem and confidence. Criticism, whether direct or subtle, erodes your emotions. You deserve an environment where encouragement and support act like sunlight, fueling your personal growth. Pondering Aristotle's belief that words have the power to shape our reality is apt for the following adage: "A kind word warms for a day, but a cold word chills for 6 months." If the words spoken to you always convey negativity, they can skew your perception of yourself. Your value should be recognized and honored, not diminished. In your life's journey, surround yourself with people who sow seeds of encouragement, not weeds of contempt. Remember, your relationship garden should be a place of mutual respect and growth, not a battlefield of hurtful comments. If you notice these noxious weeds invading your space, it's time to remove them and let your garden grow again. Hate, continuously breaking promises, is a clear sign that someone is taking cruel advantage of you. When individuals continually fail to deliver on their commitments, they demonstrate a lack of respect for their time, trust, and emotional investment. At the root of Stoicism, integrity and honor are its founding principles. Promises represent commitments to others, and breaking them erodes the trust and respect necessary for healthy relationships. People who have a habit of breaking promises may prioritize their interests over respecting their words, disregarding the impact on others. Furthermore, the cycle of broken promises can erode your sense of security and trust in the relationship. It creates feelings of discouragement and disappointment, which can make you feel undervalued and taken advantage of. From the Stoic perspective, integrity is paramount in maintaining ethical relationships. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, emphasized the importance of keeping your promises and acting honestly and sincerely in all interactions. By repeatedly breaking their promises, individuals betray these Stoic ideals and erode the foundation of trust necessary for meaningful connections. When establishing relationships, it is essential to distinguish between types of behavior and hold individuals accountable for their actions. While forgiveness and understanding are virtues espoused by Stoicism, they should not be tolerated and extended blindly in the face of frequent disregard for commitments. Ultimately, dealing with broken promises requires assertiveness and boundary setting. Communicate your concerns openly and affirm your expectations of mutual respect and trust. If these behaviors persist despite efforts to address them, consider reassessing how compatible the relationship is with your values and happiness. Remember that Stoicism advocates living by virtue and wisdom, which includes cultivating relationships built on trust, integrity, and reciprocity. Maintaining these principles allows you to nurture meaningful connections and protect your mental health in the face of exploitation and belittling. Now that you know the 8 Stoic attitudes of someone exploiting you without care, it is essential to beware of them. Remember, you deserve to be treated with respect and care, and it is okay to say no to people who do not have your best interests at heart. Dear viewer, as you embark on your journey, may you remember the wisdom shared here today. Let us not merely absorb knowledge, but embody it in our actions and interactions. Together, let us forge a community grounded in empathy, respect, and mutual understanding. Your engagement fuels the flames of enlightenment and transformation. Subscribe, activate the notification bell, and share your reflections in the comments below. Let your voice be heard as we continue to explore the depths of Stoic philosophy and its profound implications in our lives. Thank you for being a part of this journey towards clarity, resilience, and meaningful connection. Until we meet again, may you navigate life's complexities with wisdom, courage, and unwavering authenticity.